Hello and welcome to, Carlin's Worlds. Yeah, that should work. I'm a wanderer, a tinkerer, sometimes a nomad, a military veteran. I do things differently. There will be tinkering. I have a motorcycle, a truck, and a school bus. I live off-grid, so there will be some solar, batteries, inverters, and maybe even some wind. It blows. And that's all I can fit into about 30 seconds. Oh, and please, if you like any of this, it would be really awesome if you could subscribe and click that notify bell. Drop a comment if you have any questions or ideas. Share, like, comment, subscribe, notify. Oh, and Patreon if you're really an awesome kind of person. Cool. On with the show already. Okay, this feels kind of like one of those epic moments. I'm not sure if it's going to be quite that good or not, but I feel that in a technical sense, the water manifold is now complete, sort of. So we've got valves and caps in all the right places, right? So I can have water connected to there. There's a valve that'll stop it here. There's a cap on that end. These 4 tank risers all have valves that are shut. Riser number 5 is capped. Riser number 6 is capped. End piece is capped, as is the opposite end. This one feeds to the bus. I don't fall in the hole. We want 2-inch all the way down to 1/2 inch. That's all glued up. Then we go to a 1/2 inch PVC to 1/2 inch, basically 1/2 inch iron pipe. And then we got a threaded fitting and then a PEX on the other end. And then from there we go PEX. This was one of those hacks. I needed to connect 2 short pieces because I don't have a long enough piece anymore. I don't have a splice, but I did have elbow. And that is the last 2 bands that I have. So always buy extra bands, they're fairly inexpensive. Anyway, it goes PEX all the way feeding the pump. Now that's a first. So that should mean at this stage everything in the plumbing is PEX on the pump system and PVC on the manifold system, and that's all complete. Alright, I am wired and ready for laundry, such as it is. So I'm going to make the last connection over here. I wonder if that's going to be too heavy. That's pretty unsupported there for such a skinny piece. So I'm going to put a piece underneath that, just some scrap so it doesn't sink down. This is one thing I'm kind of concerned about. Is a couple of these pipes are unsupported and the weight of the water pulls them down pretty good. So I'm going to clean up a little bit of that. It was weird, but I had a hard time getting water to run out of the pipe because it went down the hose and back up again. So as I get this design a little bit more finalized, I'm going to make a bridge that the pipe can lay on. First thing I want to do is kind of prime it a little bit, so I'm going to crack one of these open and just come up again. That should get the hose primed and prove that things are working. That's better. The whole manifold basically up to here was wet. Like I actually had water leaking out of this end fitting while I was making connections. So we should be having, basically we got water to here. And my hope is that if we look back, that water is considerably higher than this fitting over here. So it should gravity feed to here just fine. So I know know that the pump will self-prime. It's not very much actual water, so I'm going to start the pump up first, and then we'll start the generator, and then we'll get the washing machine started, and then that'll start feeding and filling. Okay, pump coming on. That should help suck the water through. And I'm going to start the generator so that we can start the washing machine. Alright, that took a couple minutes, but it's working now. We're definitely drawing from the tank. It'll take a little while to flush all the water or the air out of the line, but it's looking pretty good. Alright, I got a little leak on here. Can't see it, but it's dripping off of this fitting. I think it's a threaded in part, so I'm going to have to mess with that later. I'm just going to let it drip for now. Let's take a look at the rest of them. I want to put a valve here, and also a 2-inch valve here so I can shut it off in case I have a break or something. That way I don't have the whole manifold giving me problems. The rest of the manifold should be wet though. And that kind of proves my theory that it would work, that as long as I got enough head on the tank, this whole thing will be wet so that from there the pump can draw it in. I was a little bit nervous about that. So, let's see. Yeah, these are all, the quick disconnects tend to leak. Part of their nature, I think. This one I might be able to tighten it up a little bit better. That'd be nice if we can clean that one up. This one's leaking pretty good. Anyway, we started with about 210 gallons. We're down to 200 now. The next thing I gotta be thinking about is still, how do I get water into my trash cans now? Because at the moment I don't have a way to do it. Street elbow and a regular elbow, but that doesn't really matter. The street elbow is convenient, so I can hook the second elbow to the first. Otherwise, it didn't really matter. Alright, so that should flow. Alright, water coming on maybe. This should just gravity flow. Oh yeah. Yeah, because we're below the level of the tank. That'll work fine. Gotta like the simplicity of that though. I mean, that shouldn't be a big surprise, but it's nice when things work like they're supposed to. And this is just friction fit in there. And we got about 200 gallons to go on this project, so this is going to be a while. Nice. Well, that's about it. Thank you so much for watching. Yeah, that should work. Cool. I do things differently. Oh, and please, if you like any of this, it would be really awesome if you could subscribe and click that notify bell. Drop a comment if you have any questions or ideas. Share, like, comment, subscribe, notify. Oh, and Patreon if you're really an awesome kind of person. Thank you so much for watching.